Deputy Barry.
It doesn't detract from the dignity of the House to announce that at this stage Ireland is 1-0 up to Italy. But can we move on to call on in the course of Oh, very good. Well done, Minister. Can we move on to Deputy Catherine Connolly and Deputy Claire Daly? I understand you're going to share 15 minutes, seven and a half minutes each.
Thank you,
Connolly, please.
And I welcome this opportunity, and I thank the Minister, and I wish him the best in his new role. I was tough on him in his brief period while he was in the New Dáil on health. In relation to this, Deputy Barry is right. I agree with him completely. If you were seriously interested in reversing the inequality in our society, you would have a different statement before us. And I can't help feel, and first of all, I welcome the positive changes. I welcome the improvements that have been made and have been listed out. I welcome them. However, they're done within a sort of background of the economy is now improving and we can give a little more money back to the vulnerable who really shouldn't have suffered in the first place. And the Minister has correctly pointed out that this department has a huge budget, one of the biggest, I think, and that he quite correctly says it's not going to people who are unemployed by and large, it's going to a larger segment of society. And of course the question is why and what's happening, and Deputy Barry has touched on it already, in fact more than touched on it, that it's going to compensate for the inequality in wages. And so we have the Unite report, which published its document, The Truth About Irish Wages, and it reveals that the highest paid private sector workers earn almost 4 times as much as the lowest paid employees. Ireland has the second highest level of wage inequality behind Portugal out of 15 countries when it comes to the difference between the lowest and the highest paid. And if you think Unite is too radical or too far on the left, let me quote from John Fitzgerald, economist, who wouldn't be known for his left-wing views. In the Irish Times on the 7th of June, Ireland's market incomes are unevenly distributed, and it is the tax and the welfare system, but mainly welfare, which plays a very important role in redistributing income. And so here we have a system that has to compensate for the bad system of wages. And in relation to that, then, we look at this and we see the report from Limerick University in relation to 0 hours and if and when hours, and we find that 5.3% of employees in Ireland have consistently variable hours. And the highest proportion of those with constantly variable hours are employed in the wholesale, the retail, accommodation, food and health and social work sectors, the most hard-working staff in these areas with the most minimum of protection. And then we look at your solution to the unemployment, and I welcome the fact that unemployment rates have gone down. One couldn't but welcome that. But then we look at how they've gone down. And I have nothing before me to show me except what the papers exposed, and well done to the media in relation to the job breach and the abuse of it. And then we have the gateway system for local authorities, and nowhere here do I see a report in relation to how successful that has been in leading local authorities to employ people. And then we have the brand new job path, which really, Minister, I think you should maybe go back and read some of the Guardian reports on it. I think you'd admit pretty rational paper, and they set out what these companies that the social welfare have now employed in Ireland, CTEC, and actually I think it's Masla dun Chonga Gaelga con Thuras Nua a Cor Chorus Marshaw. I think it's an insult to the Irish language to call one of these schemes Thuras Nua, when what we're doing is privatising the system, bringing in private for-profit companies to remove people on the long-term waiting list who suffering from bad health and disability. And we're going to have them assessing these people to see if they're fit for work. And we're paying them on a basis of, well, Minister, I'll be the first to say sorry to you if I'm not correct. Well, maybe you can use your time rather than my time. Maybe you can use your time rather than my time. But on the information I have before me, that's what I'm reading in relation to these. I've tabled a number of parliamentary questions in relation to it, and one of my colleagues, Catherine Murphy, tabled a question in relation to it, and very little information given, except to say that they will provide intensive individual support and so on. It doesn't give any idea of the money paid to these private for-profit companies, how they will be assessed, who will monitor them. So I can only go on what I have read in relation to their experience in England, and it's not very good, Minister, not very good at all, and it's something that you should really look at. In relation to the lone parents, let me say that I think this is the most despicable cut that was ever made